you can't have nothing until you accept accountability. You can't have anything worth having if somebody don't take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have finances, money, a decent quality of life with no accountability. Outcomes reflect your accountability.
Otherwise, you'll repeat the same decisions and
Echo
behaviors
chamber.
over and over again.
Echo chamber, just caught in your own way, because you can't have nothing until you accept accountability. You can't have anything worth having if somebody don't take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have finances, money, a decent quality of life with no accountability. Outcomes reflect your accountability.
Otherwise, you'll repeat the same decisions and
Echo
behaviors
chamber.
over and over again.
Echo chamber, just caught in your own way, because you can't have nothing until you accept accountability. You can't have anything worth having if somebody don't take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have finances, money, a decent quality of life with no accountability. Outcomes reflect your accountability.
Otherwise, you'll repeat the same decisions and
here's the thing. I'm late generation X. So our men, those of us that were born with strictly with no male up, rearing in our home, we're gonna have to go out and learn what that is.
mm-hmm.
We have an idea what it is. We know we kind of know, we see it, but we're gonna have to go out and learn what that is. Whether that be find some coaching or some other mentorship, like or even your peers that got a little bit more manhood than you do, and that's a little bit hard to swallow.
Yep. You got to swallow that pride.
Mentorship, that's the thing. This whole discussion is about community mentorship. That's what this is. Mm-hmm. We know, a lot of people don't have therapists, and there's a lot of people that are therapists that are in this. There's a lot of professional Black men that have accomplished something. Like, I'm 44 years old. Look at the level of discussion. Within our own networks, within our own phones, there are people that can solve most problems. You know, and when you start going down the list of who calls you with problems, solutions, and opportunities, that list gets very short. And when you start thinking about it, the places where you respect information and the source of where it comes from, does it come from men or does it come from the women in your life?
Well, most of my information now come from men.
Yeah, and that's my point. This is why, we have men have to be about their purpose, and when you're on your purpose, you align with other men that are purposeful. A little bit about myself: I'm an author. A couple of books right here. The Code, and it's a blueprint to solidarity among reasonable Black people. So it's meant to create a conversation where we can, actually share experiences and not overtalk each other, and actually have dialogue. Because a lot of our words are really, all synonyms, like you may say bless, you may say another word that compares to that. And generally speaking, we all want the same outcomes. So, I just want to be a part of the conversation and see where I can chime in, where it makes sense. And one of the parts that you guys were talking about is, the act of submission in general, right? And the pastor's already spoken on it from a biblical context. I'm going to talk about it from more of a structural context, because these are still the components that go into it. A lot of times when we talk about submission, we don't know how to frame the conversation to get the conversation, to get the outcome that we want. And a lot of times when they hear submit, it goes right into a primal, you want me to do something that shows obedience to you in a forceful way. Yeah, exactly. They think of it in an extreme, okay? And the reason they think in extremes like that is because they think from their feelings. Okay. So when you think from feelings in a place of desperation, you're going to come out with fear in most cases. Okay. So put a pin in that part right there. Men are not afforded the opportunity to live in fear and make decisions in fear. So we have to come up with.
Say that again. Say that one more. That went by too fast. Way too fast.
Yeah.
So one more time. Men are not afforded to do what?
Men are not afforded the opportunity to make decisions out of fear.
And why is that?
Because everybody dies when we make the wrong decision. Because You know what I'm saying? If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and we're talking about men that fit the behavior that I'm describing, because all men don't fit the same behavior, just like all women don't fit the same behavior, you know. But generally speaking, we teach discipline, we teach code, we teach ethics, and you don't see men ending up in situations where they have to go be corrected, like in prison, and women run the prison. They work there, they part of the prison demographic, but you got to have some credible institutional control, and you don't have credible institutional control without men involved. Glad you made it this far. First thing I want you to do is go ahead and click subscribe. Make sure you like and share and support, and subscribe to the notifications. Then when you get here, I want you to click the podcast link. You see that? Then I want you to go over there to where the arrows are pointing to the Beyond the Algorithm playlist and subscribe there. That way you get all of the updates. And now we'll continue. All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book. And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm, because that's where life actually happens.